While we waited to exit the wake, I turned to Data and asked how the battle of the emotions was going. Data looked at me funny and said, "Sir?" I smiled and said, "Mr. Data, the last time I saw you, you had very little control of your emotions. I'm asking if you have come closer to controlling them better." Data cocked his head and said, "I believe I have, sir. I can now activate and deactivate the emotion chip when I want to." Puzzled, I turned to Data and asked why he would want to turn off his emotions. "I have noticed that some of the crew grow impatient with my lack of control over my emotions." Data, whether or not that's true, humans can't just turn our emotions off. I would advise you to leave them on all the time. In this case, you're like a child learning something new for the first time. It will take time, but I know you will be a master at controlling your emotions in no time. I looked at Data and he was smiling. I guess he had taken my advice. My console started to beep. I announced that I was bringing us out of the wake now. When we emerged, Captain Picard asked for a report. Commander Riker said that our shields are down, long-range sensors are offline, but main power is holding. Without being asked, Data looked at his console and said that we are in the mid-21st century. Based on the radiation in the atmosphere, we have arrived approximately 10 years after the Third World War. I turned around and said, "It makes sense that the war would choose this time. Most of the major cities were destroyed, very few governments left, 600 million dead. Little resistance." War said Captain Dibble. I turned to look at the view screen and saw to my horror the Borg sphere firing at the surface. I did not even wait for Captain Picard. I said, "Worf, ready quantum torpedoes." "Ready, sir." "Fire!" I watched as 4 blue quantum torpedoes slammed into the Borg sphere. The shields must have been down, because that's all it took for the ship to be destroyed. Captain Picard realized that they were firing at the surface, and he asked for a location. Commander Riker went over to his station and said, "Western Hemisphere, North American continent. Looks to be a missile complex in central Montana." I racked my brain trying to find out why the Borg were attacking that spot, and Captain Picard asked Data for the date. Data looked at his console and said it was April 4th, 2063. I looked at Data and said, "April 4th. The day before first contact." "Precisely. Beverly said that the missile complex must be where Zefram Cochrane is building his warp ship. Captain Picard said that's why the Borg are here, to stop first contact." I looked at the helm and said long-range sensors are still offline. I can't tell how bad the damage is from here. Captain Picard said we need to go down there and see for ourselves. "Data, Beverly, John, you're with me. Have a security team meet us at Transporter Room 3. Computer, mid-21st century civilian clothing. Number 1, you have the bridge." When I entered the lift, I prayed that the damage was not too severe.